Hey friends, Elena Mutunono here, and welcome to this video. Today I am talking about pricing your online course. This is the subject that a lot of teachers struggle with. I struggled with it a lot because I used to think that the number of hours you spend creating the course actually determines the price. And so if this is the subject that is really challenging for you, I'm going to share with you my process of pricing a course or a program that does not involve a one-to-one component. Before we go any further, I want to invite you into the workshop called Asynchronous Program in a Box. This is my new workshop that I'm putting together that is actually a bundle of a workshop plus workbook with 10 templates, ready-made templates for an asynchronous program for you to use. And summer or any types of holidays actually is the best time to try out a program because people are less rigid and they're more open to experimenting, and so are you, because you would rather experiment with a new program, new format, and make some money in the process than lose your client because they are going on vacation and they just won't be available for 2 or 3 hours a week. So if you are interested in trying out an asynchronous program, this box is going to give you everything you need. The workshop, the recording, the 3 sales funnels, pricing strategies, marketing strategies, ready-made pitches for one of the sales funnels, a syllabus to use in your program, and even template webinar slides if you want to use another type of sales funnel that I will share with you. If this is something that you want to do, I encourage you to click the link in the description and go ahead and book your spot. All the people that sign up right now are going to get a bonus 1-week support through a Telegram app, which allows you to feel what it's like to connect with your coach and with other people during the program without actually going into a class at a certain time. You will get a feel of what it's like to work asynchronously. So let's go back into pricing. How do we determine what to charge for a program and what to charge for a course? What is important here? First of all, please remember that pricing is a skill just like any other skill, and most likely you will not get it right the first time, and that's okay. Even if you have these tips and strategies, when you try them out, you and only you can know whether or not they will work for you or how they can work for you. You can't take any template and use it without changing the content or adjusting it to make sure it works for you. Just like you can't use a dictionary to speak a language, you need to use your own situation and your own environment to be able to determine how much to charge for a course. And today I created a doodle for you to take a look on the important components of pricing a course. What is it that you are charging the money for? What is it that you are giving to your client, and what are you getting for yourself in return other than money? What are you learning from creating and selling a course? You may not realize it, but you are learning a very, very important skill that you need to learn in order to scale your business. You can't go from a 2nd grade math to an advanced algebra without the in-between. And so the tips that I'm about to share with you and the lessons that you will learn by practicing pricing your online courses and programs are really essential, because they will allow you to gain an understanding of how pricing works and you will be able to learn how to get your business to the level that you want it to be, where you get more freedom, more sales, more passive income. In this doodle, I want to show you the difference between the bundle that you are currently selling, which is maybe a package of 4 or 10 classes, and an online course or a program, and why it is important to transition out of this paradigm in the way you price and learn that pricing your product or pricing your offer does not only depend on the time that you're spending with the client. Now, at this point, if you haven't been selling online courses or you haven't been selling anything other than your one-to-one services, and if you feel burned out because largely your one-to-one classes are underpriced because of the pressures of the market, you probably don't realize that for the most part, your client comes to you and they're looking to buy your time, because for them, that means value. Now, you might want to add something to this, like maybe a workbook or assignments or recordings or feedback. But for your student, all they want is the time with you. If, for instance, they find you on social media or they find your website and they compare you with somebody else whose bundle costs the same amount, they will decide to go with the person with whom they can spend more time with, or the person with whom their time will be more pleasurable. Whether we want it or not, personality really makes a huge difference. And because people see the value in the time they spend with the person, not what they will actually get done in the time, but they will pay attention to your personality and they will say, okay, I think I will buy these bundles with this teacher versus somebody else because I think I would like working with them better. Now, at this point, they really, they may know what you will include in your classes, but most of the time, neither of you knows really, because when they come to you, they ask you, okay, what are you going to teach me? And you tell them most likely that it's all tailor-made, which is not really clear. So the actual value is not clear. And the only thing that is very clear that makes your students feel certain and confident that you are going to deliver is that they will buy so many hours with you and pay you a certain amount. Now, when you want to move away from this selling of the bundles and you want to work more sustainably, your mindset needs to shift from someone who sells time and promotes time, whether you want it or not. This is how your students see you. Oh, she's a great personality and I would love to work with her because I like how she talks, or I like how she explains things and so forth. I don't know what is included in the package of lessons. I just know that the time that I spend with her will be a good investment for me. Now, what you want to do, because you will not always be able to spend your time with clients unless you charge an enormous amount of money for coaching, which is very difficult to do in the beginning because of the market and the pressures and all. What you need to do is to learn how to sell this other and to share with your audience that getting this other stuff is actually more valuable than getting your time. Because when they get this other stuff like workbooks, like prompts, like your feedback on their work, they will see greater results. Now, spending time with you or hearing from you, it is really good, but it does not even have to be asynchronous. It can be something else. But you want to offer something to them in such a way that they see that the value is not in the number of lessons, but the value is in their work that they will put in using the materials and using the prompts and using your worksheets in your online course. So when you are transitioning from selling a bundle of lessons to selling online courses, and maybe online courses will be kind of too big of a gap. Maybe you're selling programs, just like the asynchronous programs that I will be talking about in the workshop. If you're selling a program and you're transitioning from this, I recommend that you keep the same price tag, and then learn to share with your student the importance of doing all these other things and how that is going to give them better results than the time that you spend with them. Now, it's not going to happen on the first try, and at first you will feel like, well, there's no way that I'm going to explain to them, and maybe you have tried and you feel like you need to convince them, which is not usually how marketing works, if you need to convince your students. So what you can do is, after each time that you sell your course and you get a no, you go back and review, how did I do on promoting these other things? How did I do on sharing with my student that the value is not in the time, but the value in the work that they put in using your guidance and feedback? And again, all of these things we will be covering inside our workshop, Asynchronous Program in a Box. You can find this information in the description, but if for one reason or another this is not where you are right now and you're not joining it, I invite you to think about pricing as the same for your bundle of lessons versus the same for your first program or your course. Why? Because when you get that amount of money in your account for the first time, it will change your entire trajectory of your business. You will see how easy it is to make money, how you will be able to make money by outlining what the value is rather than by giving people your time. And you will be more motivated to move away from unsustainable teaching and into a teaching that actually impacts your students. I hope you enjoyed this video and this doodle, and I really appreciate you being here, and thank you for tuning in, for your time and attention. If you want to take this work deeper and learn how to apply all these tips in your real life, if you want to hear from me and get feedback on your own program, if you want to offer it to your students this summer, then Asynchronous Programs in a Box might be a solution for you. It might be a great place to build your foundation from. And the cool thing is that you don't have to do it alone. Of course, you can do it alone, but it will take you longer. So I invite you to join me and other teachers as they learn to transition from one-to-one classes into an asynchronous format. If you're interested, click the link in the description and sign up today. Please subscribe to this channel and share this video with other teachers who want to move away from one-to-one classes and work in a more sustainable way. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon.